we are hosting Dancing with the Stars Memphis version, and in partnership with Leaders Credit Union as our presenting sponsor, which we're really proud of. First year is always really special for events, I would say. You know, you look back and you're like, oh, we started out with 42 tables, but we've grown to this. But just going back and looking at the growth, that's what I'm excited about, because I know this is going to be the new hottest ticket in Memphis.
Hey, this is Shay.
And this is Carrie.
Welcome to the Pocket Change Podcast,
where you'll learn better ways to spend, save, and invest and take control of your financial journey. Hey, Shay.
Yeah.
Do you know where it's fun to stay?
Sounds like the YMCA.
That's right.
Yeah, we've got our friends from the YMCA of Memphis in the Mid-South here. Familiar mirror ball trophy here because they're going to talk about a new event coming to Memphis.
I know. I'm excited to hear all about it. We're excited to welcome our guests today, Dave Bratcher and Rachel Ryan of the YMCA of Memphis and the Mid-South. Welcome to Pocket Change, guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, we're excited to talk about all the things coming up with the YMCA. If you could just tell us a little bit about what you guys do with the YMCA Memphis and the Mid-South in your community area.
I think one of the things that many people don't know, and I certainly didn't know until I joined the Y, is the Y has been around a really long time. So this year, we're actually celebrating our 170th anniversary of being in Memphis and the Mid-South and serving that community. And so obviously, from the beginning to now, it looks a little bit different than it did 170 years ago. And so, you know, today we're doing everything from the traditional gym and swim, so the fitness side of the YMCA, the swimming side, to childcare, whether that is early learning, so 6 weeks to 5 years, or it's before and after care for your school-age kids, or our middle school programs, and even programs up into high school. And also Youth in Government is another program of the YMCA, and many of our elected officials were participants in Youth in Government way back when. And so it's really had an impact. And then the final area would be food. And so that is really new since the pandemic. I think in 2019 we were serving about 300 meals per week. Currently, we're serving right around 45,000 meals per week to kids. And so the YMCA, we like to say, is more than a place. It's a promise for a brighter future, and we're just glad to have been doing this work for 170 years.
I love that.
Yeah.
You might could say it's fun to be at the YMCA.
You know,
sounds like a lot of fun.
I've heard that said before.
Yeah. And so we know it's not just Memphis, but all the Mid-South, a lot of rural West Tennessee. So tell us about, you know, the areas that the Y serves here in West Tennessee and North Mississippi.
Yeah, so it initially started in Metro Memphis, or I guess Memphis proper, 170 years ago. But that expanded into all of Shelby County, then into North Mississippi, and then expanding into rural West Tennessee. So we have 2 fitness locations in Gibson County, so one in Memphis and one in Trenton. And then we have a facility in Oxford, Mississippi. And then we have 9 in Metro Memphis area. And so then we have 5 early learning centers. One of those is in Mississippi. 3 of them are in Metro Memphis, and one of them is here in Jackson. And our food distribution is literally, it actually goes all the way to the Nashville market. So we are providing food to the Middle Tennessee YMCA Association, and then all of those areas that I mentioned previously. So I don't want to get out ahead of it too much, but Eastern Arkansas is next because there's not a Y presence even in the state capital of Little Rock. And so we are working towards serving that community as well, because we believe that regardless of what zip code you're born into or you choose to live in, everybody should have an opportunity to YMCA experience.
Yeah, that's great.
Dave, you did a pretty good job on the list, but you did miss one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Milan, the good old Milan
That's
Bulldogs.
I did.
Yeah.
I said 2 in Gibson County, didn't I?
I think you said Memphis and Trenton.
Memphis.
So you got Memphis mixed up. Milan and
You
Trenton.
got it. Yeah,
Gibson
right.
County.
But
Yeah.
Milan.
I've been at the Milan
Have you?
YMCA many
Yes.
times.
Yeah, our Bulldog fans are not going to be happy with you, Rachel. So.
Gotta make up for
You
that.
cannot forget that purple pride now.
We recovered. That's good.
Yeah, we did. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, it takes a team.
That's right.
So shifting gears a little bit, we know you have a special event coming up. So can you tell us a little bit about how the Dancing with the Stars Memphis got started?
Yes, so we are so excited, just really trying to figure out what's that one thing that we could bring to the Memphis community that's never been done before for the Y. Our team, Dave and Cassidy Spencer and I have had a history with Dancing with the Stars here in Jackson and in support of the Star Center and a rich history just surrounded by a lot of people in the community like leaders and a lot of volunteers. And so we said, we know how to do this event and do it really well. And so we just felt like it was a really great fit for the Y in the Memphis community, and so we're hosting Dancing with the Stars Memphis version, and in partnership with Leaders Credit Union as our presenting sponsor, which we're really proud of that continued relationship, and just coming into the Memphis community to show people a little bit more about the Y. As Dave referred to it, people know of it as the gym and swim, but being able to showcase some programs that we offer through this event, I think is going to really help brighten people's eyes for what the Y is doing. So Dancing with the Stars is going to happen at the Kent in Memphis on June the 26th.
Okay.
Nice.
How exciting.
Yes.
So not just showing off more about the YMCA, but some folks will be showing off their dancing skills that evening. So
That's
it should be fun.
correct.
About those programs, what are some of the programs that the Dancing with the Stars event is going to help with the fundraising for?
Yeah.
The main area of focus are going to be youth programs. And so when you think about the YMCA, there's kind of three pillars: healthy living, youth development, and social responsibility. And so while all of those are important, the one area that we see the largest area of financial support needed for is in the area of our youth development. Because out of all of the folks that are served by the Y, 55% of them receive some kind of financial assistance. And so we want to make sure that money is never the barrier that keeps somebody from receiving services at the Y. And so if that's a third grader whose parents are working and need that extended care after 3 o'clock, but can't afford it, we want to make sure that their employment isn't in jeopardy and that child can be taken care of. And very similarly, when we think about oftentimes care for a small child falls on the responsibility of our ladies. So if we want to make sure that everybody has equal access to the workforce, we have to make sure that we're creating childcare opportunities, high quality, and it's accessible for all, so that our ladies who want to participate in the workforce have that opportunity to do that.
Right.
So the big area of focus on fundraising is going to go to our youth development area, and that's all the way from 6 weeks old all the way up through high school. And then ultimately trying to connect them with a career at the Y. So many people had their first job at the YMCA.
Come back for summer camp.
That's
one
it.
of those,
That's
right?
exactly
Summer
right.
camp,
Yeah,
lifeguards.
lifeguards. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what it's for, Shay.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that with us. So we all want to know who's dancing this year.
Oh,
Give us
yes.
a sneak peek.
Well, it's no longer a secret, so the
Okay.
word is out. So if you go to dancinginmemphis.com,
Okay.
you'll see all of our dancers that are dancing. Some you may know. One is Hina Jamal,
That's right.
who is a coworker of you guys.
Yeah,
your
our
guys.
sales strategy officer here at
Sales
Leaders.
strategy officer. So Hina is actually partnered with Andrew Arbogast, who is the CEO of Arbo's Cheese Dip. And so
Oh.
he's affectionately known in the Arbo's world as the Commander in Cheese. So that is Hina's partner.
That's
and
so
he
fun.
gets the name Commander because he was also an Apache. He's a retired vet, so Apache
Okay.
pilot. Great combination there. We're excited to see what they have in store for us.
If they win, his mirror ball trophy can be a cheese on top instead of
A cheese wedge.
cheese wedge.
wedge. Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
he doesn't have any of those in his office.
When they win,
Yeah,
Hina can get the mirror
Ooh.
ball and
Call him out.
he can get the cheese. There you
That's
go.
right.
He got
That's
the
right.
cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of our partners. Other names that people will know is the mayor of Memphis, Mayor Paul Young. He is going to lace up his strings on his shoes and get on the dance floor. We also have another mayor, Mayor David Parsons of Bartlett, as well. And then some fantastic ladies, Dr. Shayna McKinney with Cigna. She's there as well and doing well in our fundraising. So that's another aspect of Dancing with the Stars is everyday people who are community leaders. They are local celebrities, some of them. They're also advocates. They're fundraising for the YMCA and for our youth program through this month's journey up to June 26th. And so we're grateful for them and just them helping share the message of what we're doing and the impact that's being made in Memphis and the Mid-South.
So each of them have a profile at dancinginmemphis.com where people can donate to each individual dancer's
Yeah.
fundraiser and
Yep.
support them and
That's
what
right.
they're doing.
That's
Yeah.
right. Go right there.
Great.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I always say this, we're supposed to say that about the Y, right? Because we get paid to say that about the Y. When you have volunteers that are saying it about the Y, it just means more, right?
Yeah.
So we're grateful for them, and if you haven't donated to one of them, pick one out. Send them a donation. They'd appreciate it.
We have one we would recommend.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
if
There's
you're
not biased.
curious, yeah.
Not biased at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give us more details about what people can expect from the evening for the event.
Absolutely. Well, much like the ABC show Dancing with the Stars, you'll have a lot of the glitz and the glamour. We'll have dinner for all of our guests as well. And so it'll be a social event, but also it'll be a production. I mean, a full production. We have a great production company that is helping us out with this event. And so, just expect to be entertained, honestly. They have been preparing these dancers, and they're pro choreographers. So they're partnered with a professional choreographer who is helping them practice and getting their steps. And a lot of these people have never danced before. And so them saying yes, first of all, to doing something that is new and outside their comfort zone is huge. But doing that in front of people in your city and your friends and your coworkers, that is a whole new level that they've said yes to. And so it's going to be funny. There'll probably be some moments where there may be some tears of happiness, right? That, oh, this is
It's over.
Or just, I can't believe I did this. I'm going to keep dancing.
It's an accomplishment. For a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
an
people. They've done
accomplishment.
it.
Yes, absolutely.
So lots of emotions, but we know this will be an event that first year is always really special for events, I would say. You look back and you're like, oh, we started out with 42 tables, but we've grown to this. But just going back and looking at the growth, that's what I'm excited about, because I know this is going to be the new hottest ticket in Memphis.
Yeah.
What I was going to add is doing this in Jackson and seeing it. It was very interesting. The first year, there were a lot of women that attended, and their husbands didn't. And I'm not going to some dance show, whatever. By about year 3, they were all there.
Yeah.
And they were there because they heard it was fun. And it was because it was, they're getting to see people that they know that are dancing.
Their buddies are up
And
there
that's,
dancing.
That's fun, right? And so that's what it really turned
Yeah.
into. And we're just excited. But that first year is super important, because you got to hit home run, right? You need everybody to leave and talk about, I can't wait for next year. And that's what we believe is going to happen, and we're just excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fundraisers you'll see are kind of gearing more towards that entertaining aspect, but with some cause related stuff in there too. And I would say our team has always been focused on the entertainment. We're always doing events that are entertaining, that keep people coming back. So we're excited just to show Memphis what the Y and leaders can do together.
Well, I have no doubt that it will be a success with you two
Yeah.
being a part of it. So can you tell our listeners how they can support their local dancers?
Yes, so if you go to dancinginmemphis.com, scroll on down the page. If you've not selected your table or your tickets, you can go ahead and do that there as well, and keep scrolling, and you'll see support your favorite dancer.
Okay.
So we'll have awards for them that night, highest fundraiser award. There will also be a People's Choice vote that night, and so there'll be more information coming out about that on our social pages, YMCA Memphis on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Check it out. dancinginmemphis.com.
That's right.
All right, so this is a financial podcast. So for y'all, we want to ask, what is some of the best financial advice you've ever been given?
Oh, Dave, go ahead.
Oh. Well, it
That's
seems
my
like
advice.
I've
Pass it to Dave.
I've been asked the questions before, and I did a terrible job answering it earlier. So let me see if I can do better this time. One of the things that, and I'm not going to take credit for it, and I'm not even going to say that I know him, but Warren Buffett talks about, sometimes it's more important to focus on not losing money more than it is to focus on making money. So sometimes the boring part is the most important part, because it provides that foundation in which we're not going to put all of our money at risk, which means we're also not going to spend all of our money, which means we need to have some of it that's just boring, sitting over here waiting on something that might happen. The United Way has done a great job in talking about this population that they refer to as ALICE.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly what ALICE stands for. I'm sorry, Matt.
Asset limited, income constrained, and employed.
Oh,
There
look
we
at
go.
there.
Thank you, Shay.
I'm on the board, so hopefully
yeah,
I know
there you
that.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. But I think about that population, because when people say that you're one flat tire away, right, from a major, it's true.
Yeah.
And the reality is, if you have a job, you don't have to be one flat tire away from catastrophe as long as you save just a little along the way, right? And again, it's not flashy, it's not exciting, but having a little savings can go a long way. All right, Rachel.
I knew I should have gone first.
Did I filibuster long enough?
I should have gone first. Well, in the words of Conroy J. Ryan Jr., my father.
I don't know how, but I knew you were going to reference your
Did
dad.
you?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. He would love it. So my dad would always say, save the windfalls. And that's what he did growing up. He was able to put three girls, through private school without any loans on them or us because he saved the windfalls. So that would be my suggestion.
That's great
It's great
advice. So I do have one last question for you. Since this is a Pocket Change podcast, if you were to find some extra change in your pocket, what would you spend it on?
Okay, well, I'm going to go first on this one.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Please do.
Two things. If I have a lot of
Sure.
change.
Yeah.
So the
I mean,
first one
both
would
pockets. So.
That's true.
a lot of change. If I can get enough change to get a latte from Starbucks, then I would definitely do that. And then the second one would be to go ahead and get that sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's because they're a little stingy with getting you extra packets.
hilarious.
So that's what I would get.
That's hysterical because it
Saving
is
some
so
on the
true.
side.
I asked for a third one.
Even if I didn't get nuggets, I still want the sauce for my fries.
And that's not okay. Because if you order nuggets, you only get two. And so you got to pay extra, and they are not kidding.
No, not kidding.
Some other fast food establishments would
Matter
not
of
do that
fact,
to us.
matter of fact, I tried to play that I don't have any cash or change. And they're like, well, that's fine. Do you have a card that you just paid for? So I put a quarter on my card so I could get me another
You
sweet
wanted
and
it
sour
that
sauce.
bad.
Necessary.
Yeah, that
It must be really good.
Yeah, so I think what I would do is I would put it all into Dancing with the Stars and put it all on my favorite dancer. And
There
I
you
don't
go.
have a favorite, right? I have 14 favorites, just like Rachel has 14 favorites. The point is, it takes small donors to make every nonprofit go round, right? Again, we don't write headlines about the person who faithfully gives $5 every month, but they're the ones who enable us to do what we do for 170 years. We're grateful for $100,000 donors. We're grateful for $1 million donors, but the ones who day in, day out keep the lights on are the ones that are faithfully giving $5 a month, $10 a month. And so there's a lesson there, and hopefully somebody listened.
So
That's why Dave went last.
yeah, wrap it all up in a nice bow. But so gather your pocket change, bring it on over to dancinginmemphis.com and put it towards your favorite dancer for Dancing with the Stars in Memphis, June 26th.
Well, thank you guys for being with us today and sharing all about the new upcoming event and your financial advice and all the things. It's been a real treat for us.
Great. Thank y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to the Pocket Change Podcast.
Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and check out the full episode on YouTube. And check out the Mirror Ball trophy that we got here,
The Pocket Change Podcast was brought to you by Leaders Credit Union.
where we power your passion and make lives better. Cha-ching!
Leaders is federally insured by the NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Learn more at leaderscu.com.